Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone, to this impromptu episode of Sports Tea Time of the Week series. This is your boy, the People's OG, aka Mr. White. Just wanted to talk to y'all for a little bit on this here particular subject. There was a quarterback list that popped up and was brought to my attention. So I decided to, you know, this dual threat thing, and people, not shedding the explicit intellectual, common sense to understand the affirmation of the situation. Um, you know, is you know top 10 dual threat quarterbacks of all time. And you know, I get it. Y'all's favorite quarterback. Y'all consider him, the creme de la creme, if you will, of said categorization. But I find it highly disrespectful. The mere fact you have Steve Young as low on this list and Steve McNair as low on this list as you do, the mere fact that you don't have a Roger Staubach or Norm Van Brocklin, Donovan McNabb, John Elway, Rich Gannon on this list, I find highly disrespectful. Um, real highly disrespectful. And I know the minds that this list probably came from. None of you were probably born out, outside of the 2000s. Generally looking at this list, as you probably Google Steve Young and McNair. I mean, you have Fran Tarkenton, but you don't have a Roger Staubach on this list. You have Fran Tarkenton, but no Norm Van Brocklin on this list. No John Elway on this list. This is no shot to Fran. It's just how could you acknowledge Fran Tarkenton, but you don't acknowledge those guys? The Rich Gannons, the Roger Staubachs. You know what I'm saying? Donovan McNabb. Dante Culpepper. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to understand the simplicity, ignorance of this here particular list. I mean, the fact that you got Jalen Hurts in the top 10 of this list is laughable in itself. In exaction of a dual threat. You know what I'm saying? When he had the weapons of AJ Brown and Devontae Smith and couldn't put together a 5,000-yard passing season. How did that make you a dual threat? It's far and beyond, my realm of comprehension of this here list. Top 10 dual threats of all time, and you don't have a Roger Staubach on this list who won a couple of Super Bowls as the starting quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. You don't have a John Elway on this list, who went to multiple Super Bowls, 1, 2. You know what I'm saying? He was early. Go back and look up John Elway in the first 5-6 years of his career, man. You know what I'm saying? Go back and look up Rich Gannon. You know what I mean? Go back and look up Dante Culpepper, bro. Go back and look up, Donovan McNabb. Come on, y'all got to be kidding me with this list. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Jordan? I mean, see, I mean, even that, Jordan. I mean, even that. Okay, I don't have Vic at the top at the top of this list. I mean, when it's more than just about a highlight, bro. It's more than just the ability to run. Dual threat means you are a dominant passer as well as having the ability to run. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I mean, and you're probably right there. You're probably right. Um, you know, I'm just saying the guys that are not on this list is what does it for me. See, I could tell that this was made by somebody who may have Googled a little something and still didn't get the footnotes. You know what I'm saying? You know, um, I mean, for that matter, and not even having, I mean, I forget about Andrew Luck. You know, um, it just, and then again, like I said, Steve McNabb to me is too far down on this list. Um, you know, and then there was again that what makes it even more laughable that Jalen Hurts is even on this list. You know, I just because I know a lot of people. I already, what I'm saying. One of my guys even, said, seemingly, knew that I was going to say something simply because of who's at the top. It ain't even necessarily about him being at the top of the list or even being on this list. For me, it's about the dual threat quarterbacks that are not on this list. Again, the Norm Van Brocklins, the Roger Starbacks, you know what I'm saying, the John Elways, the Rich Gannons, you know what I'm saying, the Donovan McNabbs, the Dante Culpeppers that are not on this list. I mean, it's astoundingly crazy to me, you know, that to say top 10 all time and no Van Brockton or Elway or Starback on this list. Seriously? You know what I'm saying? I mean, Andrew Luck is better than Josh Allen. I would have liked to seen Andrew, to still be able to, finish out his career. But Ursay, screwed the pooch, and that man chose to walk away and be able to live the rest of his life without, being in a wheelchair. Um, I mean, and that assertion in itself is still yet would have been, it's still up for debate. All things given, you know, um, because Andrew Luck, had he been given a sufficient offensive line, I think could have been a top 10 all time quarterback. The boy had the goods. He had the goods, and you can't say he didn't. I mean, what I'm saying, 2, 3, AFC championship games. And you know what I'm saying, but Ursay didn't. They didn't. Want to put the right, things right, especially the offensive line. You know, um, I mean, and then again, we're talking, and when you say the words dual threat, and to me, growing up watching Roger Staubach, be that. I think him and Fran Tarkenton were one, and Norman Barkley was one of the original dual threat quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? That played this game in the early, you know what I'm saying, 60s, 70s, 80s, at a high level. A lot of people, when Fran Tarkenton is like the eighth, the ninth on this list. He went to 4 Super Bowls. Um, you know, uh, you know what I'm saying? Shit, Archie Manning, not on this list. And and he was one of the best to ever do it as such. See what I'm saying? I mean, when you go out here and you pick a quarterback, category, you know what I'm saying, and you're basing it on popularity instead of actual quarterback ability. You know what I mean? You're basing it on highlights instead of actual quarterback ability and results. I find this list is disrespectful and highly suspect. Just because of the gentlemen that played this game as such that are not on this list. Come on, man. There is too much at our disposal for you to go out here and not do, the right research, to come up with the right product to put a list like this out. And there are several Hall of Famers that are not on this list that should be. I mean, real talk, bro. All time, all time. And the fact that you got Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts 1 and 10 on this list all time with no Noah McBarkley, no Roger Staubach, Rich Gannon, John Elway. John Elway and Roger Staubach not being on this list to me is highly ridiculous. Donovan McNabb not on this list is disrespectful. And, I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and I know a lot of you, hell, he comes on another Lamar Jackson. No, for me, it's about the player, the quarterbacks that are not on this list. That what bothers me. That flabbergasts me. I'm just saying. I mean, do we even know what dual threat means? They're going to take Hurts and Josh Allen off. I mean, for Donovan McNabb, Culpepper. I wouldn't necessarily say taking Allen because honestly, Josh Allen reminds me Elway. In comparison, in strong realistic comparison. I'm just saying, man. I mean, what are we talking about here? You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know what I'm saying? When we doing real research and real homework and doing real study of this game in conjecture in talking about, you know what I'm saying, this type of quarterback. I get it a lot. You're probably gonna have a lot of popularity over substance than anything. When you come in and you make these type of, you know what I'm saying, and having these type of discussions and making this kind of, you know what I'm saying, in type of quarterback category. Oh, I'm ATL, born and raised, bro. You know what I'm saying? Been a Falcon fan since 1978. All right, I was growing up. My dad was a Steeler fan. You know what I'm saying? All the time, my all time favorite team. You know what I'm saying? Growing up on those Steelers steel curtain teams. You know, um, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and I wear my fandom on my sleeve. I'm not abandoned or ashamed. Yes, Dirty Bird to you know what I'm saying, all day. Grits Blitz all day. You know what I'm saying. So I I am a Falcon fan through and through. You know, um, no explanation needed. You know what I'm saying? I lived through, sat through, cried through. You know what I'm saying? The worst of the growth. You know, you know what I'm saying? I went to Falcon game where you could buy a ticket and go sit anywhere in Atlanta for the town stadium. You know, I sat through the worst ownership ever in sports in Rankin Smith. You know, that's why when you have some of these quote unquote supposed to be Falcon fans and holler about what they're tired of. I mean, you ain't been through nothing. You ain't been through nothing. You ain't been through a 2-14 season. You ain't been through. You know what I'm saying? Changing coaches every 2 years. But every time we get close to becoming a winning franchise, the owner decides to fire the coach. I mean, but um, and this, you know what I'm saying? I find it, it kind of deplorable when it comes to, I mean, actually, when you actually really want to sit down and have a dual threat quarterback conversation, and the quarterbacks that are not in this conversation, in this top 10 all time, and we're talking all time, and you don't have a Roger Staubach or Norman Brockman, you know what I'm saying, Elway on this list, mention of Rich Gannon, you know what I'm saying, Donovan McNabb. It is crazy to me. It's crazy to me. Yeah, I mean, it's not about information. It's more so about a popularity contest, a highlight contest for the most part. I mean, it just it is what it is. But I mean, you have to, when you go and you look through the history of this game, and you have guys that did it at a high level. You know what I'm saying? Uh, um, you know, 60s, 70s, and 80s that don't get that mention, that don't get that respect, that don't get their flowers. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're coming down and you're now categorizing, you know what I'm saying, certain aspect of the quarterback position. All right, well, let's have that conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because Norman Brockman and Roger Staubach were two of the best to ever do it at throwing on the run. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you want to talk about dual threat, but I'm talking about made life miserable for defenses when getting outside the pocket and could get you 25, 30 yards easy. You know what I'm saying? And did it on a regular basis. You know, telling you young people, go Google it. Go. Yeah. Y'all like to pull up highlight reels. Go pull up Roger Staubach as the Dallas Cowboys quarterback.
Where you going?
You know what I'm saying? Matt Van Brockton, you know, Rich Gannon early in his career, John Elway early in his career. Go pull those guys up. You know what I'm saying? You know, back when, you know, it was kind of sort of detrimental to your health against some of those defenses that was back then.
You finna go downstairs.
You know, I mean, we got to stop disrespecting the past, bro. You know, especially those that did it at a high level. You got to stop it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, you got to acknowledge it. You got to, you know, do your research. Go, you know what I'm saying? Y'all like highlights? Do your research. Go pull up Roger Staubach. Pull up Roger Staubach. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna have this list and not have him on? How you gonna have this list and not have Van Brockton on them? You know what I'm saying? How you gonna have this list and not have a Donovan McNabb or John Elway on it? Come on now, we got to keep this a buck. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep this a buck, bro. You can't have this list in this category and you know what I'm saying, and you categorically dismiss those guys. You know what I'm saying? You know, and yeah, there are a multitude of numbers to prove it. They're deservingly, you know what I'm saying, supposed to be in this conversation or on this list. All time? All time? Come on, man. Stop it. Stop it. You got to stop it. Top 10, do it all time, and no Staubach, no Van Brockton, no Elway, no McNabb on here. Come on, man. Come on, y'all need to stop playing. Stop playing. Stop being disrespectful. It makes no sense. It's not even this. This is not even a plausible list. You know what I'm saying? When we're talking top 10 all time dual threat quarterbacks. All time, and the app and the Atmo is not on him. You know what I'm saying? It's laughable. This list, you know what I'm saying, becomes horribly laughable. You know what I'm saying, when you go and you really, you know, go and look up the guys that were doing it at a high level. You know what I'm saying? Before 2000. You know what I'm saying? 60s, 70s, 80s. It's laughable. The guys you have left off this list or left out of this conversation. Because most of y'all, you know what I'm saying, research mostly come from Madden highlights. I mean, go back and look at John Elway's first 5, 6, 7 years. Come on now. Come on, Rich Gannon. You know, how are we even having a conversation and no mention of Donovan McNabb? Come on, man. Come on. This is a disqualifiable list just on that alone. You know what I'm saying? I've said it before. Yeah, he won the Super Bowl. But Jalen Hurts, who's not even regarded as a top 15 quarterback in this league, he's a top 10 dual threat all time. Are you shitting me? I mean, and then you could tell it's somebody who probably half-ass did a Google search. You know what I'm saying? For you to have Fran talking to you, who deserves to be on this list, though. He did. Let me categorize that right for you. Okay, he deserves to be. How you get Fran talking and you don't get Roger Staubach or Norman Van Brocklin or Elway?
It's not.
Or McNabb. How do you do that?
Not the food.
Or Doug Flutie. Come on now.
No.
This is crazy.
No.
This is crazy to have this list and the multitude of quarterbacks who were dual threat quarterbacks, in NFL history, not on this list. There couldn't have possibly been a conversation. It had to be somebody sitting there talking to themselves. I'm just saying we got to do better, man. We got to do better. It is too much of an information age for you to come up with a list like the disrespectful list at that. Especially when you use the words all time, anything. Come on now. Come on. You can't be serious and you can't be taken serious when you go and say dual threat top 10 all time. And at least 5 or 6 quarterbacks that are in NFL history that are not mentioned, that are not in this list. Come on, man. You can't be taken serious. You can't. It is not. It is not. It is not accurate at all. This is not an accurate list at all. And the mere fact that you actually type that and hit send on that, well, lets me know you don't know nothing about quarterback history in this league. Period, point blank. There's no way in hell you can actually sit there and believe that this is an accurate list without a Roger Staubach, without a Norman Van Brocklin, without a Donovan McNabb, without a John Elway on. Stop playing, man. Stop playing. There's no way in hell that you actually, in your right mind, actually believe that this is an accurate list. All right. That helps me know that we're dealing with informationless group of people. What is your list? Lamar, Rand, bruh. And just because of 2024, that makes him the best dual threat quarterback all time. Stop, man. Stop, bro. Stop, bro. The inaccuracy of this list that doesn't have a Norman Van Brocklin, that doesn't have a Roger Staubach, doesn't have a Donovan McNabb, doesn't have a John Elway on this list, makes this list fraudulent.
No.
It makes it fraudulent, bro. It makes this list very, very fraudulent. Makes it very, very, very fraudulent. I mean, you know what I'm saying? The mere fact that y'all think a quarterback with with running back skills over accurate passing ability and consistent passing ability, not 1 year out of 9, but consistent. I'm talking about guys that did it consistently at a high level. Okay, do your homework, bro. Do your homework. Go pull up Roger Staubach. Go pull up Van Brocklin. You want to understand what dual threat means. That don't mean a quarterback that's running the ball 25 times out of 40 snaps. Nah. I mean, but y'all have your you know what I'm saying, dual threat God idolization, mantra, stamped in. It is what it is. But I just want to share my opinion on this fraudulent list. You know, how are you measuring it? I think you're underestimating your nostalgia. Lamar led the league in passing TDs in 2019, third highest quarterback rating ever in a season. You know, I'm I'm underestimating my nostalgia. This ain't about nostalgia. It's about, saying who done it and who did it consistently. There's a balance, not an overestimation. Not an overestimation. We're going to have a parade for a QB rating in one season.
You don't know.
Okay, Van Brockman won championship as a dual threat. Roger and Elway, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And McNabb went to a Super Bowl as a high dual threat quarterback. Come on, man. Come on. We're not talking about a passer rate in 1 week in a season. We're not talking about one high mark of stats in one season out of a decade, bro. We're talking about consistency. I mean, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Hey man, y'all get back at me later on this evening for the almighty OG Raw report tonight, as well as we'll be doing a live watch the Dallas Wings and Atlanta Dream as well. It's been your boy, man, the People's OG, aka Mr. Wyatt. We gonna keep it keep it dirty. I'm gonna always keep it real. Let the next choice be your best choice, man. Y'all have a good morning.